remember one of the famous quotes from George Bernard Shaw that I heard was that he was saying, and this was in the earlier 20th century, you're saying doctors are becoming more and more specialized so that each year they know more and more about less and less. And at some point, they're going to know so much that they'll know everything about nothing.
And then you have the people that are in the biomed model that think everything is all about, okay, heavy metals and toxicity and all the
It
different.
all starts with the gut.
And everything, yeah. And then you get into the functional medicine piece where everything starts in the gut. And so where we've always stepped back and said, how does it all relate to the brain? As brain controlling everything. And so I think that's where we need to discuss everything today.
Yeah, and we can talk about it in terms of right brain, left brain. We know that, as he talks about, that Western civilization and the development of medicine and traditional Western science and traditional education, psychology, psychotherapy is all being more and more broken down into this left brain world of looking at everything as separate pieces and not looking at anything as integrated. And as he talks about, like with art, when you take something that is whole and beautiful and you break it down into and try to always analyze the pieces, you literally ruin it. And as we see that, medicine became more and more and more specialized. Bedside manner became less important, interacting with people and then that got translated into the insurance companies and how they pay for it and what they feel is valuable or not. And that is where we are now.
I think the confusion for these parents is at an all-time high. And to be honest, they don't know who to believe, and they're getting all this information. But no one is literally telling them the real truth and saying, okay, no, this is ultimately the problem. And everything that you're seeing over here and they're talking about are just downstream relationships to ultimately the imbalance.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, talk about the left brain and how the left brain lives in an echo chamber and it just is repeating what it already knows and it wants to hear what it already knows. Well, there's only one system that rules them all, and that's the brain. So I always tell people, whenever you see multiple systems involved, it has to be the brain. So that's why the understanding that there's a huge integrated system and it all comes down to the brain and the nervous system. And most people simply have no idea how that system works. But that understand that you could spend years chasing and putting out fires and managing symptoms and never getting to the root cause.